This is just a small test that doesn't deserve its own video. I just want to test if this temperature probe is still calibrated properly on my multimeter. This multimeter is pretty beat up, but it is, I'm not gonna say incredibly, because it's not, obviously, not the best brand in the world, not the best kind, but definitely more than enough, you know, for a hobby project. It's very precise. And I have a few doubts about the temperature it showed outside, even though right next, ooh, right next to an apartment building, as I put it outside the window, uh, obviously the temperature might be a bit higher than the weather stations measure it. So here we go. The water is boiling. Let's switch it to non-extraterrestrial units. So we have Celsius there, and let's see what this does. '94, '95, '96. '97. I'm not quite sure how to properly evaluate the water boiling temperature. I am at about 500 meters altitude. That's about 1500 feet. I have no idea what that means. It's actually touching the bottom of the vessel. But this would mean that it shows a lower temperature, and I thought it shows higher. So it might actually be true. If I raise it a bit. That is quite low, and I remember I made this experiment back in the day at only about, what's the altitude of our capital city? Something like 60 meters, 180 feet. And it was definitely somewhere around 98, 99. I'm a bit baffled by the fact that it showed 97 at one point. Okay, so 96. But the tip is touching the bottom, so 95, 96. I'm really curious about this. I'm not even gonna stop filming. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna go for water boiling point with altitude. We're gonna see some graphs. Meters at it's hard to watch the camera screen. So elevation, it's minus 1000 meters. So it means this middle line is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? This middle line would be 0 meters, and this would be the 500, and that is 90, somewhere around 96, 97. Actually more like 97. Wow! I really didn't think it's that much of a difference as to actually see it in the actual location where I live in. So it's not going to 100. It never will here. Wow! Excuse me, probably for some people this is like, you know, like reacting seeing snow for the first time, but it's the first time when I actually experience water boiling at a different temperature, lower than 100. Yeah, 96 is probably gonna go to 97 if I keep moving the probe around. Yep. 97. 96, 97. So yeah, anyway, according to the graph, there you go, it's more like 97. So according to the graph, yeah, the multimeter should be fine. Let's see how quick it cools. 95 already. This will in fact turn out to be a video of its own. Should get 94 now. Yeah, slowly cooling down. It's amazing, you know, I thought it's something you would see on much higher altitudes. Like, this isn't even, like, it's almost a mountain town, but the mountains are further away, you know. I'm not really on the mountains right now. So it's a bit higher altitude, but on a kind of plateau kind of thing, like a higher plains or something. I don't know what it's called in geography. So yeah, this probe is a bit beat up. I used it in the oven a few times, and it's really stupid because the meter can actually go up to 1,000 degrees. I actually measured the fire on the stove, the gas fire, and it's about 1,000. But it has this plastic handle, so I'm not quite sure how that works for them. Have a probe that measures up to 1,000 degrees with a plastic handle, but hey, we all know the world we live in right now, and the quality of all the products is absolutely crap. I gotta tell you, I'm quite amazed by some things I got from AliExpress. Will this do anything? Just cooling it down a bit. And I might actually start buying more stuff off of AliExpress. I stopped when the whole coronavirus thing started, thinking that it comes from China. It was the beginning of the last year, you know, with all the fuzz and all the things going on in China. Now, seeing that it's everywhere, and you know, it's the same risk as if you would buy anything from anywhere, really. So yeah, I was quite amazed. I got a probe for like the car brake fluid, where it has these two probes, and it basically measures the resistance between them to try and figure out if there's any water in the brake fluid, because the brake fluid is how is it called? Hygroscopic, I think it's called. It likes to absorb water, and obviously if you have two probes, the more water you'd have in there, the lower the resistance will be. Electronically it's very simple, but to have an actual product of good quality, you know, requires a lot of good quality components like plastic and all sorts of caps and lids and screws and springs and LEDs and the PCB and electronic components, you know, even for the simplest things. And to have such a thing, I'm sorry that I can't show it to you right now, but holding it in your hands would make you guess a price like at least $50, if not $100. It feels and looks really, really good quality, and I only paid like, you know, $4 or $5 for it, and I find it amazing. So I might want to start buying more stuff off of AliExpress. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. And apparently, water boils at 97°C where I live right now. What a surprise!